Hi everyone, I'm Rincey and this is Rincey Reads. Today I'm going to be doing a Bout of Books 20 TBR. This might be a really bad decision, but it's a decision that I'm making anyways. Bout of Books is a readathon that takes place a couple of times a year. It's a week-long readathon and it's one of my favorites, partially because it was one of the first readathons that I ever took part in, and partially because there's no real rules or anything to this readathon, so you can really just assess where you're at that moment and then make your own goals and schedule and everything for this readathon. I always have a really fun time with it. I don't always achieve my goals 100%, but I do usually end up reading more than I usually would. So for me, summer is really crazy and busy and full of activities, and I'm spending more time outside because I live in Chicago and you need to take advantage of this weather while you have it. So I don't usually get a lot of reading done, and I've been feeling sort of the effects of that. Not that not reading is a major problem, because I'm still reading. Obviously, I'm just not reading as much as I usually am. But I've been craving books lately, and I've been feeling like I don't have the time for reading. But then I also remind myself that no one really has time for anything. You just sort of make time for the things that you want to do. So this week, I'm going to make time for reading. So I have a stack of books here that I'm going to talk about. I don't think I'm going to read all of these, but again, I just like to have options during the week and try to see where things go. So obviously I have to do my daily Brothers Karamazov reading. What I'm hoping is that I will get through those chapters during my commute. That's usually what I've been doing these days. Every day during my commute, I have the ebook version of this and I read through the chapters. So I plan on still doing that. My low goal is to do all of this reading and finish one more book on top of that. But I'm really hoping for a minimum of 2 books. But if I can get through all 4, that would be great, because some of these are shorter and some of these are faster. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, anything above 1 is basically a win in my book at this point. So the first one I'm going to prioritize is Final Girls by Riley Sager. This is a thriller book that's a throwback to slasher films. It's been getting a lot of hype, and I've had a lot of people in my internet book life, talk about this book and talk about what a fast-paced, engrossing read it is, and I think that's something I really need right now. I just need something that'll suck me in. So I was talking to Katie, who I co-host the Read or Dead podcast with, and she was talking about this book with me sort of offline, outside of the podcast, and I was telling her how I was feeling lately, and she's like, you should really pick up Final Girls because it'll sort of pull you out of that. So yeah, I think this is going to be the first one that I pick up. The next book that's sort of next up on the priority list is We Gonna Be Alright: Notes on Race and Resegregation by Jeff Chang. This is an essay collection that I picked up recently while I was in Madison. If you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen me talk about this a little bit, or if you follow the Book Riot videos, I talked about this recently in a Book Riot video. I will link to that up in the cards, so you can check that out if you're interested. But with the way things have been in the world recently, I wanted to pick up a book while I was at the bookstore that would provide me some hope and perspective, and I think that this essay collection will do that. It's really tiny, short, and it's also relatively skinny, and it's not super dense inside either. I'll pick that up after I'm done recording. But yeah, I think this is something that I want to read maybe an essay every day, or I'll throw this one in my bag so that way while I'm commuting, if I finish my Brothers Karamazov reading for the day, then I'll pick this one up. Then on my list, I have Little in Line by Brandy Colbert. This is a young adult book that I got from the most recent Book of the Month box. I will link to my unboxing video in case you are interested in checking that out. But yeah, this is a young adult book, so I'm putting this on my list because I have a feeling it's going to be a relatively quick read, but it also sounds like it's going to be a really good read. In this story, you are following this character named Suzette who goes to school in the East Coast, I believe, in New England area, but she lives in California, so she comes back home to California for the summer. And she finds out that her brother's been diagnosed with bipolar disorder, and so she sort of returns and tries to be a support to him, but also while she's home, she's falling into some old, potentially bad habits and things like that. And so I believe it's about her discovering who she is and what she wants out of life, and also learning more about her brother and his bipolar disorder and what's best to serve him and help him, and what hurts and helps his mental health as well as her own mental health. So yeah, I'm really interested in reading this book soon, and I feel like this might be a good time to do it because, again, young adult, generally faster reading. And the final one that I have, again, this is probably lowest priority out of these 4, is Kingdom Cons by Yuri Herrera. Yuri Herrera is just a really fantastic writer. I've always read his books basically in one sitting, usually on a Saturday afternoon or evening. I'll just pick it up and just plow through the whole thing straight through. So yeah, if I get through all of those books by some miracle, this will be the final book that I'll probably pick up over the course of the weekend. I've read all of Yuri Herrera's books that have been translated into English so far. Signs Preceding the End of the World has been my favorite so far, but again, I just really, really enjoy the books that he's been putting out. So yeah, excited to pick this one up. So yeah, that's everything that I have for you guys. Again, I have no idea how this is going to go. I am kind of busy this week. Like, I have stuff going on Wednesday and Thursday night, potentially something over the weekend as well. But I'm hoping that by having like Bout of Books sort of at the front of my mind, I'll be making time for reading again in a way that I haven't been the rest of the summer, which generally happens every summer. Like every summer I'm always busy and I always read less in the summer months. But yeah, I've just been craving books, so I'm hoping that this week I will be getting to some. So yeah, let me know down in the comments below if you are participating in Bout of Books. I haven't seen a lot of booktubers talking about it. I feel like a lot of booktubers in general are kind of busy right now. Or if you just want to talk to me about any of those books, feel free to do so down in the comments below as well. I'll have links down below to the Bout of Books website. I forgot to mention that at the top of the video, but that's there as well. So yeah, that's all I have for now, and thanks for watching.